Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today we're going to be reviewing the DC Multiverse Lobo Build-A-Figure Wave action figures that were revealed during SDCC 2018. Do these action figures warrant their hefty, staggering, exorbitant, premium, lofty prices, or should you desist and abstain and refrain from buying these particular figurines? My objective opinion, I would deem these figurines to be meritorious, which is a stark contrast to the Hasbro Marvel Legends. Unlike the Hasbro Marvel Legends, these figurines are anything but shoddy or chintzy. These action figures are high quality, robust, top-notch figures. They have high quality sculpts, paint applications, texture, shadings, details, accessories, and of course they come with the appendages for the one and only meticulously detailed Lobo figure. I love Lobo the Bounty Hunter. He's sadistic, he's malicious, he's an assailant, and he's cunning and conniving, as well as notorious for his feats. So, what figurines do we have subsumed under the Lobo Build-A-Figure wave? Well, we have none other than Catwoman donning her 1990s attire, Batman Beyond, Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern, Kingdom Come Superman, Impulse, and of course, the one and only Build-A-Figure, Lobo. And if you buy all the figures in the wave, you can elicit or draw force or create Lobo by amalgamating his body parts together. So there's an incentive to buy every figure in the wave, even if you already have variants of these particular characters. So let's quickly review each of them. First off, we have Batman Beyond. Is this Batman Beyond up to par with DCUC Batman Beyond? No, but it's close enough. And this is probably the utmost best Batman Beyond figurine that you could get for the $20+ price point. But if you want a higher quality Batman Beyond figure, then you may have to consider paying over $30 to get the DC Universe Classics Batman Beyond. And there's also a variant of that figurine with his mask off. So this figurine does not have a removable cowl, so that can't be removed. He comes with one interchangeable head. It's arduous to tell whether or not he has a semi-clenched hand or two-fisted hands, but he seems to have two-fisted hands, and I do like the interchangeable head. It looks like he's clenching his teeth together and poised for battle. It looks like he's irate and livid and ready to enter the fray and give his adversaries a trouncing. Of course, this likeness emulates Batman Beyond from the Batman Beyond animated series. He has a utility belt, and his musculature is comic book accurate, to say the least. He's not supposed to be burly nor bulky. He's supposed to be lean, slender, and a little bit muscular, but not overly bulked, to say the least. So he doesn't have any bloated muscles really protruding out of his body. He just has a lean physique. So, great figurine. No complaints about it. It's too bad that I already bought the DCUC Batman Beyond figurine. I love that figurine, and it trumps this figure in every facet, but I paid close to $35 for that figure. So, if you can get a figurine almost on par with that figurine for close to half the price of the DCUC Batman Beyond figurine, then by all means do so. Next up we have the Catwoman. It seems as though they neglected to add interchangeable hands to her package, so That would have been nice. It would have been nice if she had a whip as well. But even though she's devoid of accessories, and even though she's devoid of finger joint articulation, she still has ample points of articulation, which confers her with the benefit of latitude for dynamic posability. And these figurines are nearly on par with the DCUC action figures, and if you look at them in person, you can see that their sculpts are akin to the sculpts molded by the Four Horsemen, who Mattel contracted the sculpting of the DCUC line to. So, in other words, the artistry of the Four Horsemen, or the Four Horsemen Studios, whatever the name of the company is truly radiating out of these figures. Even if the Four Horsemen did not craft these particular figures, it almost seems as though they did. And it seems as though they helped churn out these figures, or at least provided some semblance of guidance to the sculptors when they were creating these robust figurines that are truly impeccable, to say the least. So the Catwoman figurine has some retro attire. It's definitely exquisite. It's definitely aesthetically appealing, and it's definitely unique. So she's sporting velvet costume or wardrobe, rather than just wearing a pure black. Outfit. I'm not too keen about buying figures who wear spandex costumes. Alright, next, let's move on. We have more of an obscure character who goes by the moniker of Impulse. Apparently he can run at a fast velocity. The face sculpt isn't too appealing. I'm not too enthralled about him having an afro, and he'll likely appeal to more of a niche fan base of the DC Universe fandom that loves speedsters or characters similar to the Flash. But it's great that new characters are being inducted into the DC Multiverse line, so I'm all for it. But I already have a DC Direct version of this character, so even for under $10 I would still pass on getting the character. But it's a solid figure. I mean, the costume emulates his comic book appearance. He has two-fisted hands, and it truly resonates with the hardcore, I guess you could say, he truly piqued the interest of a hardcore DC Universe fan, because he offers nostalgic value, intrinsic value, and merit in all facets. You're getting a new character brought into the line that you'll be able to flaunt on your shelves if you passed up the DC Direct version of Impulse. Next we have the Kingdom Come Superman. I recollect DC Direct, before they revamped their name to DC Collectibles, creating their own Kingdom Come Superman figure. Of course, this figurine has greater posability. He's definitely burly and bulky, and he's an older version of Superman. It looks like he hailed from a time of antiquity, but during the Kingdom Come saga or arc or series in the comic books, I believe that the staple DC characters were older. I don't know, I don't read the comics, but if you're an avid devout DC fan, then you'll love this character, because it's a variant of Superman, and most people are truly captivated and enthralled when watching Superman in action. So why not have a variant of one of your favorite valiant, noble, admirable, revered, venerated, heroic DC Universe characters added to your collection. And next we have the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. He's just a fantastic figurine. The design is truly unique. The wardrobe attire looks to be novel. He also comes as a lantern, and he has some type of power effect or translucent, discharging attack, obscuring his fist. You know what I'm referring to, right? I'm just insinuating that he looks like he's about to discharge an energy blast. So he has some energy blast effect. That was the word I was looking for. And then, of course, he has a mask. The mask is non-removable. He has a fisted hand, and he may come with interchangeable hands, but whether or not he does is enigmatic. But again, he definitely has wonderful deco. These figurines all have incredible deco. They have incredible nitty-gritty details, and their sculpts are pretty intricate, to say the least. They truly emulate and embody a materialized physical version of their comic book counterparts. And they coincide Emily well with a 6-inch Marvel Legends collection. So, add them to your shelves in conjunction with the Toy Biz Marvel Legends if you have not already done so when they're released. His cape is seemingly non-removable. I just would have preferred if they came with more accessories, and if they had finger joint articulation like the Toy Biz Marvel Legends. I also would have preferred if the Lobo figurine was a bit more burly and bulky. I still prefer the SDCC that stood roughly 8 inches tall and dwarfed this Lobo over the newer one. The newer one seems to have more of a more modernized look, but this line is a throwback to the 1990s era. You have a classic Catwoman figurine. You have a figurine of Impulse, who debuted well over a decade ago, and then you have the Kingdom Come Superman, and I'm not sure when he was realized or brought to fruition in the comic books, but these characters are definitely older, and they have tremendous nostalgic value and intrinsic value. You may be asking, how do they have intrinsic value? At their core, they have merit. They look phenomenal. They're eye candy. They seem to be devoid of any major imperfections. They have articulation in all the requisite areas. They have the necessary accessories for the most part, with the exception of Catwoman missing a whip, but she may come with a whip amid being released on new store shelves, but I doubt she will. And plastic is going up in value, so the raw materials, the fodder that they're comprised of, is likely to be preordained to increase in the pending future as more natural resources or non-replenishable resources become less abundant and more scarce. They may be profusely available now, but that doesn't denote that they'll be abundantly available in the coming decades or centuries. So plastic will go up in price, and if you want to do 3D print these figures in hundreds of years from now, then the license would probably be a nightmare, and buying the raw materials, buying the cartridges for your 3D printer will likely be outside the parameters of your budget if you're a destitute, indigent peasant. But overall, buying this entire wave for a bit over $100 isn't too bad of a deal. I really have to give it an 8 out of 10. I just would have preferred if they came with more accessories and if their price points were a bit more affordable. But if you're going to get the 6 figures for $100 plus sales tax, so for roughly $107 total, it's pricey, but it's not too bad. I think that's roughly $16 per figure, or 17. I think 17 is a bit more accurate. Yeah, so it is. They are exorbitantly priced, but the DC UC figures are undervalued, and it wouldn't be fair to say that this lot should be rated a 5 out of 10 just because the DC UC figures were superior and priced at only $8 each, because they were undervalued. And even though you may feel like you're getting duped, at the end of the day here you're getting high quality figures, so you can wait until their prices plunge on eBay, but I forecast that some of them will go back up. The Lobo figure will be expensive since it's a build-a-figure or a collect and connect figure, meaning you have to have all the 5 other figures in the wave to complete it. But the Impulse figure, the Catwoman figure, the Kingdom Come Superman figure will likely not retain their value, and then I presume that the only figure that will likely increase in value is the Batman Beyond figure, and the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern figure may stay around $20 to $25, or maybe slightly less. Other figures may be closer to $12 on eBay or $13. So that's my prediction. And the Lobo figure may be well over $40. You know, so great wave, 8 out of 10, just because they should all come with interchangeable hands, interchangeable heads, and more accessories for the price points. But I truly can't complain, and I would have preferred if Lobo was a bit more brawny and more bulky and more burly. I would have preferred if he was more muscular, but if you want a more feeble or dainty version of him relative to the SDCC exclusive version, then you could go with this one. He just doesn't feel as intimidating and menacing as SDCC Lobo, but yet again that one was out of scale, so I really have no major gripes other than the price points, the absence of additional accessories to embellish the figures, and it would have been nice if they had finger joint articulation, which is a covetable feature that figures unfortunately now lack. And if they're going to lack finger joint articulation, then always give us two-fisted hands. We don't want the open hands, and we do not need semi-clenched hands. Just two-fisted hands for every figure will suffice. And that's my review. I hope that you found the review to be insightful and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.